There is no shortage of weird and wonderful watches at any point in time in the Time+Tide office. Rarely, however, does everyone gather at the table with the same intrigue as we did for this, the Gelfman IN-16 Nixie. Whether it was bemusement, horror, or otherwise, there's no denying that the IN-16 is a bit of an oddball, and that's putting it lightly. I can already hear you asking, what the hell is this thing? So let's get into it. Ilya Gelfman started his eponymous brand a decade ago, the collector turned brand owner, collecting Soviet-made cold cathode tubes even back then. Having eventually been replaced by more reliable LED tech, Nixie tubes are no longer made, though can still be found in new old stock condition. Despite dreaming up the idea all those years ago, the IN-16 was only launched in 2022, being nominated for the GPHG Petite Aiguille Award that same year, with the first example selling at an auction. As if it came straight from the virtual world of Cyberpunk, the IN-16 Nixie uses the technology that made all sorts of readouts possible in the 80s, and though it's not the first to use it to tell the time, it is a rare example packaged into wristwatch form. If you could class one watch as the embodiment of a conversation starter, this is it, and that's thanks to the two Cold War era cold cathode tubes that supplant a regular dial. Nixie tubes form their light using glow discharge created by applying voltage between the anode wire mesh and cathodes forming the numerals. As each cathode is placed at a different depth, each of the numerals will also appear closer or further away inside the tube. In harsh lighting conditions, the IN-16 Nixie isn't the most legible, though you can boost the brightness of the tubes. More on this shortly. And just look at it. There's no hidden trickery here with curved lugs or highly domed sapphire crystals hiding away the real dimensions. The IN-16 is proudly itself, and that means a 45.9mm by 47.8mm case that's 20.5mm thick. The Nixie tubes are displayed through a couple of sapphire-coated crystals, giving the impression of a strange astronaut helmet or some retro-futuristic diving apparatus. The hidden pusher in between the two protrusions controls the functions. A single press shows the hours and minutes, 2 would display the date and month, while 3 show remaining battery life. Though the dial, if you could call it that, is undoubtedly the star of the show, Gelfman thought to put enough care into the stainless steel case to have it entirely hand-finished. Either flank holds the Gelfman branding and limited edition number plaque, both of which I'd usually complain about as I'm not a fan of unnecessary case engravings. On the Gelfman though, they just add to the charm of the overall experience. To match the dystopian design of the case, Gelfman fitted the IN-16 with a chunky integrated rubber strap, ending in a double-tank buckle sporting the brand logo. It's honestly not the most inspired choice considering what the rest of the watch looks like, but then again, any more noticeable design features might have just been completely overwhelming. Apart from the superior case finish, the movement is what sets the IN-16 apart from other Nixie tube watches on the market. These DIY-ish projects are often slapped together for as little money as possible, which admittedly does make for some unique looks, but the software that controls the IN-16 is much more polished. The users can adjust the time format and brightness of the tubes, as well as the colored backlight. The app will also display your Nixie tube usage habits, showing on and standby hours, as the tubes themselves have a 1,000-hour lifespan. The IN-16 also resolves a common complaint with push-operated time displays, as it could be inconvenient having to use your other hand to see the time. Instead of pressing the pusher, simply shake your wrist like you would an older Apple Watch, and the accelerometer inside will trigger the time display. Gelfman quoted 12-day battery life, which is rechargeable via magnetic cable connecting to an interface on the back, the same one you'd use to tether the IN-16 to a computer. While the Gelfman might be the embodiment of a conversation starter, this is also a Marmite watch if I've ever seen one. There is little refinement here, and the novelty very much focuses on the Nixie tubes. And yet, I couldn't help but keep pressing the button to see the floating numerals light up. The case, though outlandish and futuristic, is just huge, and the rubber strap is bulky and doesn't do much in terms of balancing the watch on the wrist. But again, none of that matters. Just like the GT40, the Nixie is just damn awesome. I have no doubt Gelfman were aware of all this when creating it, and you have to commend them for even making one in the first place. The Gelfman IN-16 Nixie is a limited edition of 999 pieces, priced at $8,111 American dollars. But tell me, would you ever wear something like this? And which other straight up crazy watches does it remind you of? I'm getting some real Devon Tread vibes from this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more videos like this one, and we'll see you in the next one.